I use Rideshare in Disney World every day. Uber, Lyft, minivan. The options are confusing, and if you make the wrong choice, that's an expensive mistake. I'm your Disney World wingman, and this is everything you need to know about Rideshare in Walt Disney World. Section 1, Uber and Lyft, the basics. The line for the bus back to your resort is out of control. Maybe you opted to stay off property and you missed the shuttle back to your hotel, and Rideshare is your only option. You're sunburned, overstimulated, holding a half-eaten Mickey premium bar in one hand and a child who just fell asleep in your other arm. Through some magical combination of partially available hand and mouth, you manage to open your phone, and now you have to pray that one of the Rideshare apps will save you from spending another 40 minutes standing in a parking lot, because I forgot to mention that it just started to pour rain. And that's when it hits you. The ride is $12 on Uber, but it's being offered as $23 on Lyft? I use Rideshare every single day. I don't just know this system, I am completely dependent on it. And the most important rule I've learned about using Rideshare is you always have both apps downloaded on your phone at all times, have them downloaded and ready, and you always check both every single time. Because the prices aren't stable. They swing dramatically, and it's not just the money, it's the wait times too. One will tell you 5 minutes, the other says 18 minutes. Then it flips. Sometimes the app won't even show you a car, and the other will have 3 options ready to go. I don't know if it's a glitch in the system. I don't know if it's bad luck. I don't know if it's Mercury in retrograde, but there will be some days when I will order a car from one app or the other, and a string of 3 or 4 drivers will cancel on me after having made me wait sometimes up to 10 minutes. And if you're not prepared for something like that, you're either waiting with the crowds indefinitely or paying double what you should have. Either way, it's a rough ending to a long day. So again, both apps, every time, no exceptions. But sometimes having both apps isn't enough. Let's start with the pickup pin. A lot of the time, especially on Disney property, you won't have to worry about this. You'll be standing in a designated pedestrian area, a pickup zone. Think park exit or resort lobby, and the app will snap right to a clean pickup location that's been used by hundreds of guests before you, probably thousands. Disney Springs, for example, has 2 official pickup zones, the West Side Bus Loop and the Marketplace Bus Loop, also labeled the West Side and East Side, respectively. If you pick the wrong one, your driver might be on the opposite end of the property and either cancel or wait for you to walk all the way to the other end of Disney Springs, which is very unpleasant in a rush when you're stressed out about getting there. Make sure you look carefully at where you are and choose the right pickup location based on where on Disney Springs property. You want to pay attention to where you are and pick the pickup location that is closest to you. And don't order your ride too early and not give yourself enough time to walk there, because that is stressful as well. And it's just like picking the wrong place. You just picked it too early. And speaking of struggling, if your phone dies, you're pretty much out of luck. So as soon as a ride is confirmed, screenshot the car info, name, license plate, make, and model, and text it to somebody else in your travel party. That way, if your phone dies mid-trip or worse, before they arrive, you still have a way to identify the car when it pulls up. If you're booking a ride, read the cancellation notice before you hit confirm, because the rules are tighter than a lot of us realize. Uber gives you about 2 minutes to cancel your ride before you're charged a cancellation fee. After that, you're likely getting charged usually somewhere between $5 and $10, depending on how far the driver was and what service you've booked. Lyft is even stricter, but tends to charge less. You get 30 seconds before the fee kicks in. Cancel after 30 seconds, and you get charged a cancellation fee. Lyft can charge a $2 to $5 fee for standard cancellations and more for no-shows, especially if it happens more than once in a 15-minute window. So what do? Take a screenshot every time. The moment your ride is confirmed, snap that screen with the driver's info and the cancellation terms if you can see them. If your app crashes, if your phone dies, if the driver gives you the runaround, you have proof. Surge pricing is fluid and it can move fast, especially around park close or bad weather. You'd be amazed how often a $34 ride drops to $22 in under 2 minutes. Section 2, Lyft minivan service. Premium or gimmick? You've seen them everywhere. Bright red SUVs with white polka dots, gliding past traffic with that smug little mouse branded authority. Minivans. Cute from the outside, but the question is, are they actually worth it? They're not your typical Lyft. These are Disney-owned vehicles driven by Disney cast members with access to areas other drivers can't touch. The average minivan ride ranges from $30 to $75. They can't be scheduled in advance, and you can't assume they'll be available at park close. This is an on-demand luxury that operates on Disney's timeline. Every minivan comes stocked with 2 convertible Graco car seats already installed. No request needed. Third, accessibility. Minivans include a specific category of vehicle that's built for mobility devices. Not just fold and stash either. These vans have lifts, little elevators. If you're using a wheelchair or an ECV, you can stay in it and be loaded through the rear by an automated lift system. These rides fit 2 mobility devices plus 5 additional passengers, which means the whole party gets to stay together. You can request one directly in the Lyft app. Second, consistency. These are Disney cast members, not gig workers with GPS problems. They know the property. They know how to actually get to where you're going. Where it makes sense is when you need the edge. When you're trying to bypass the TTC when traveling to Magic Kingdom. When you need a drop off in the middle of Disney Springs where only the buses are allowed to drop off otherwise, and you're coming directly from one of the parks where there isn't a direct bus to Disney Springs offered. When you're using a mobility device and you want a ride that was built just for you, not one that shrugs and tells you to wait for the next one that will hopefully be less crowded. That's when minivans aren't just a novelty or a luxury, they're a necessary tool. Section 3, Mears transportation, what it covers and what it doesn't. If you flew into Orlando to go to Disney World anytime before 2022, you probably remember Disney's Magical Express. It was free, it was easy, and it quietly ran on the backbone of a private transportation company called Mears. Disney ended that program in January 2022, but Mears didn't go anywhere. They just stopped being subsidized by Disney for this specific service, which came included with any Walt Disney World resort stay. Mears Connect Standard would be considered the closest option to the now defunct Disney's Magical Express. It's a shared airport shuttle. You check in at MCO, wait for your assigned van or bus, and ride to your Disney hotel with a group of strangers. It runs 24/7, it's reliable, and it's pretty affordable. Prices as of now are $17.60 one way per adult, and $14.30 for kids ages 3 to 9. Children under 3 ride free. That's $33.60 round trip per adult, just over $140 for a family of 4. Not too bad. But it's not fast. You could be waiting 20 to 30 minutes at the airport, then hitting 2 to 3 other hotels before yours. If you're looking to speed things up, you might be tempted by Mears Connect Express, but don't mistake Express for exclusive. It's still a shared ride, still a van or a bus. You're just paying for priority routing, meaning your hotel is the first stop when you arrive and the last pickup when you leave. So here's the math. $250 round trip for up to 4 people. That's $125 each way. Additional passengers are $55 each. This is actual private transportation. SUVs, sedans, vans, even some limos. You get picked up inside the airport by a uniformed driver with your name on a sign and luggage help included. No stops, no crowds, and no app refresh. Typical pricing, $110 to $130 one way for an SUV, $180 plus for larger vehicles, multi-stops, or bigger parties. Well, you might have noticed there's been a change of location, and that's because we're now at the TTC because Cinderella Castle just got struck by lightning. Typical pricing for Mears Black Car Service. This is $110 to $130 one way for an SUV, $180 plus for larger vehicles, multi-stops, or bigger parties. So if you're comparing this to Connect Express at $250 round trip, it's not just about price, it's about privacy, convenience, and time. If it were me, I'd go ahead and book the car. Our last option through Mears is the good old-fashioned yellow taxi. They're yellow, they're metered, and while you don't see them everywhere on Disney property anymore, they're still lined up at MCO in places. There's no app required, there's no login, you just hop in and go. And that's kind of the theme with Mears. They offer reliable transportation, but it's not built for last-minute escapes from the Epcot fireworks crowd. It's built for planning. Section 4, hotel shuttles that sound luxurious until you're standing where I'm standing at the TTC and it's storming and you have to make your way through security. There's a group of hotels that live inside the Disney World bubble, some of them literally on property, some of them just brushing the edge, but none of them get you to the front gates like a Disney-owned resort bus does. They'll give you character meals. They'll surround you with Disney branding, but when it's time to go to Magic Kingdom, you're still getting dropped off at the Transportation and Ticket Center, not the park entrance. Here are some popular non-Disney hotels located on or very close to Disney World property and how their shuttles work. Four Seasons Orlando. You're on Disney property, you're getting a Disney character breakfast at Ravello, you've got complimentary shuttle transportation to all four parks every 30 minutes, and yet you're not getting front gate access at Magic Kingdom. Your driver will drop you at the TTC. From there, you're still waiting for a monorail or ferry with every other off-site guest. Waldorf Astoria Orlando. Same story. You're on property, connected to the Hilton Bonnet Creek complex and technically inside the Reedy Creek boundary and technically on Disney property, but you're not getting dropped off with the Disney Resort buses. You're still going to the TTC for Magic Kingdom and then transferring in. All right, I made it to the Rideshare. Very topical. I think everything happens for a reason. Where were we? Swan Dolphin and Swan Reserve. These are some of the best located hotels in Disney World. You can literally walk to Epcot or take a friendship boat to Hollywood Studios, but they aren't owned by Disney. So for Magic Kingdom, you're getting that same drop off at the TTC. Holiday Inn Orlando Disney Springs area. This one's on property too, part of the official Disney Springs Resort area hotels. You get early entry and you get a free shuttle. But the shuttle requires advanced reservations, sometimes 24 to 48 hours ahead. Pickup is hourly. If you miss it, you're stuck, or you have to take rideshare. If you don't book it in time, there's no guarantee you'll get a spot. And yes, the Magic Kingdom drop-off is still at the TTC. Drury Plaza Hotel, Disney Springs area. Another strong value choice in the Disney Springs corridor and fully on property. The Drury runs scheduled shuttle service to all four parks, with one loop for Magic Kingdom and Epcot and another for Animal Kingdom and Hollywood Studios. But again, it's not constant. It runs on a posted schedule, requires advanced sign up, and operates more like airport transportation than the continuous flow you get with Disney buses. Magic Kingdom runs drop off at, you guessed it, the TTC. The shuttle is complimentary, but it's subject to availability, and yes, you're going to the TTC. It's a beautiful hotel with a Disney adjacent pitch, but it's not in the same tier as even the Disney Springs hotels when it comes to access. The bottom line here, there's a tier of hotels that sound like Disney resorts, charge like Disney resorts or more, and advertise access like Disney resorts. But when it comes time to get to the parks, they send you to a staging area instead of the gates. Section 5, the best kept $2 transportation secret. There's one option that beats them all on price, but it comes at its own cost. The Lynx bus system. This is Orlando's public bus. It works, and it only costs $2 per ride, but you should think of it like the rideshare equivalent of staying at a hostel. The key route to know is Bus 311. This connects Orlando International Airport to SeaWorld, Disney Springs, and the Magic Kingdom via TTC. This means there's a public $2 per person ride from the airport to Disney property, but it's not fast. It's a local route with multiple stops. Expect a 60 to 90 minute ride depending on the time of day. Heading to Universal Orlando, Well, there's no single direct bus from MCO to that universal loop. Instead, you take bus 42 from MCO to International Drive, which takes about an hour to 90 minutes, then transfer to Route 38 at a supervised transfer point like the Florida Mall or Destination Parkway Superstop. It's important to know that Lynx does not run 24/7. Frequency drops after 10 p.m. Sunday service is limited. It's not stroller or luggage friendly at all. And there are lots of reports of unreliability, especially when Orlando is experiencing bad weather. I'm gonna go inside my apartment now and do the rest, so I'm not anywhere near lightning. Section 6, the new futuristic Rideshare shuttles and why they might matter to you going to Disney World in the future. There are exciting things happening in Central Florida where Rideshare is concerned. None of them will affect your experience in the theme park areas of Orlando just yet, but they're getting closer. And when they do, it could completely change how you get around Disney World. In the fall of 2025, Seminole County is launching a new microtransit service called Scout, powered by Freebie. It's an on-demand shuttle system, smaller ADA-compliant vans you summon with an app. No surge pricing, no driver roulette. A ride that might cost you $25 on Uber could be under $5 on Scout. So here are the details. $3.50 for the first 5 miles, $1 per extra passenger, 50% discounts for seniors, students, and riders with disabilities. There's a $2 upcharge if your trip crosses service zones. It's a curb-to-curb service designed to replace several low ridership Lynx bus routes. Then there's Ride DTO, which stands for Downtown Orlando, the City of Orlando's new downtown shuttle service. This launched in October 2024, and it's run by the city and powered by Circuit Transit. Riders can book a clean electric on-demand van through an app and pay just $1 per ride. It runs only in a looping zone around downtown Orlando from Lake Yola to the courthouse to Creative Village. Launch is set for October 2025, and it's starting with 5 service zones across Seminole County, close to Disney World, but not close enough to help you on your vacation just yet. And there's also the Swan Shuttle. In 2023, the autonomous pilot Swan, which stands for Shuttling with Autonomous Navigation, launched in Creative Village and the Paramore neighborhood. It's free. It runs from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then 6:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. And it's part of Orlando's downtown development vision. It would give guests a cheaper, more predictable alternative for moving between parks, resorts, and dining hubs without depending on Disney buses or expensive rideshare options. I'm filming this outro as I walk out of Magic Kingdom and head to GTC right now. After that, right behind me, Cinderella Castle did just get hit by lightning, and I'm drinking my ice water. Anyway, if you made it to the end, put this password in the comments below, and while you're down there, hit like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you'll be the first to know when myself or one of my friends puts out a new video, something hopefully we do all week. That was wild. See you next time.